All right, folks, we're back here for another review of the new Criminal Minds, Criminal Mind Evolution, jumping into episode 5. This is officially season 16, so 1605, but this episode is titled Oedipus Rex. And a little bit to make of that, if you know anything about Oedipus, who's a Greek king. I mean, you could look that all up and whatnot. So I was intrigued by the title alone of like what was going to be like the metaphorical meaning behind this title. But yeah, we'll get it all into it today. This is a non-spoiler review. The episode is available now on Paramount Plus, so totally check it out. And yeah, once again, folks, if you did not know that Criminal Minds was back for its 16th season, yes, it is on Paramount Plus. This new season is Criminal Minds Evolution, one of my favorite shows. I'm very excited to jump into reviews. So this is my second review, and as I mentioned last week, totally jump in the comments. Let me know ways I can improve in these reviews. Let me know ways and things and how and styling you want me to do in covering it. But there always will be non-spoiler because I'm here to get you hyped and excited for each week's episode. So folks, man, there's a lot to make with this episode. And I think the biggest thing for me in this episode is there's a lot of trauma involved there. There's a lot of folks dealing with trauma, and not UnSub really specifically have mommy issues, which is just kind of just, oh my goodness, it's a lot to make here. But I think the biggest thing is starting off with Will and Jennifer as they continue to be cute this season. And we obviously know that Will is dealing with the possibility of cancer. There's something obviously going on with him, as we've seen in earlier episodes of the season. But just how Jennifer is supportive of him and how he is very much in love and supportive of her. It just always gives you that bubbly feeling seeing the two of them on screen, which is why I knew when we saw this pretty early in this episode, I was like, oh, well, I know this episode is going to be, is going to be something here. Now, going into our unsub of this episode, first of all, we have two victims who are both government employees who lived in DC, but their bodies were found in VA. Just so you have a little bit of a geographical picture of this. You know, everyone's here, but everyone's being founded right outside the perimeter of that. And the opening scene where we see our the UnSub assistant kind of preying on this young professional woman. It's absolutely gives you the chills, because like I could imagine things like this truly does happen. And it starts off with, you know, a date rape drug, and you know, she's just coming over there because she thinks she's meeting somebody. There's a little bit of a celebrity aspect to this as well too. You know, she glamorizes parts of his family, but you know, like the fact that he can get these folks to come over here, cut their phones off, and then it just really goes down there hill from there, strangles them, bites them, and it's horrific indeed, but it's actually efficient of how he does this. And it's just, the easiest way to put this is this dude is a sicko. Like, he has issues, deep rooted issues, mommy issues, the trauma here, folks. But I mean, like, you know, when you take this unsub who comes from a family and power of influence and you put them against the government, it's going to be a collision for sure. And that's where we kind of see explored in this episode. And you know, when these sorts of different things happen, it really does bring out the best of folks. One being David. Listen, he does not play at all here. And Rossi, when you get him mad, expect to see the best side of him, but yet the most intimidating side of him. And he makes it very, very clear in this episode he does not play. And I also love how certain aspects of this episode, which I don't want to get into too much detail, how he calls people bluffs. First of all, listen, you cannot hide from a team of profilers. That's just the first thing of what it is. And I love every single time when people try to like play with their character and they got to make it very clear, like, listen, you can't run game with us. This is what we do for a living, you know. And while, you know, this UnSub really does give me the chills, and just what he does is kind of horrific, and I could imagine a pseudo surreal. I love the aspect of just balancing it with a little bit of comedy, so things ain't too dark, too heavy, but also still keeping the intensity and the severeness of what's happening. Also, you know, the dating apps, which we know is a dangerous thing as it is now. But, you know, the fact of this new dating app that's being highlighted here is unlike anything we've heard of, and it's truly perfect for a serial killer, which is just like putting ideas out there. Definitely is kind of just like, but I'm sure the government's all over that. But yeah, Rossi again, you know, he gets right to the point with Tyler, and even wants to even cut him a deal in this too. Tyler Green is and has been one of the best parts of this season, alongside of Garcia and that little, you know, because I swear the two of them got an amazing banter. And it's like they keep one-upping each other each and every episode. Seems like one episode, one has one in their feelings. The other episode, the other one got the other in their feelings. And somehow they got to work together. That's what it is. And it's truly a game of chess here. And I have to say, again, when this is a moment in this episode with Emily, and she highlights her and her gray hair. First of all, Emily has been, you know, one of my favorite characters this entire series, and I think there's a level of class, there's a level of integrity, there's a level of sexy, there's a level of sternness, and I love how she mentions about her gray hair, and knowing that she's hot, and the speech that she brings behind it is so bomb. It's one of my favorite episodes. This one of my favorite moment in this episode this season. And again, it comes back to the BAU versus this powerful family. And I gotta say, with all that I've said, the final 5 minutes is completely shocking. It is not pretty. And meanwhile, we continue to see the ultimate UnSub of this season, always being steps ahead. What a shocking cliffhanger. And it truly does have me worried, because, you know, who knows if we have another season, which then starts to put a lot of things into question. And all I can say is Luke and JJ. That's all I can say, because wow, what a cliffhanger of this episode. So, you know, from the BAU versus this powerful senator and the family, and then the family, and then the BAU finding another shipping container that is not exactly what they think it is. There's a lot kind of going on here, man, and Deputy Director Bailey, and asking, and the ass of the BAU here. It's a wild episode. This for episode 5. I'm telling you, man, this is just non-stop edge of your seat suspense. It's so good, it's so exciting, and I really cannot wait to be back. So next week, my review will be back, available immediately once the episode air. So stay tuned for that, and I'm covering this entire season. But yeah, folks, this is episode 5 of season 16, The Criminal Minds Evolution. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts, your theories, your prediction, and all that other good stuff with this. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.